Hey boys, it's me, YD, back again, and today we're going to talk about Benchmades. Now, I'm not going to lie boys, I do love me some Benchmades, but I do not love the price, and that's what we're going to talk about. The butterfly tax. So, I have a handful of Benchmades. This one's one of my newer acquisitions, the Griptilian with the hole. Love it. My only bitch, I don't mind the FRN handles, but I think they're just a little bit too thick on this one for me. You know, it doesn't feel bad, it's just feels a little bit too thick. I'm sure if I got a nice set of like aftermarket scales that are a little thinner, I would really love this knife. But I don't think I'm that far yet buying scales for the Benchmades. I want to do my Spydercos first. I am really liking the Griptilian though. I only carried it one day. I didn't use it. Probably won't use this one for a little bit until I feel a little bit more comfortable. But really liking that one. Obviously, I had to get a 940. I love the OG look of this 940 with the green aluminum. I love that purple backspacer. It just being an Osborne design before I really knew anything about knives. I always thought it was some sort of like Spider-Man reference. You know, like the Green Goblin, he's green and purple. His name also happens to be Osborne. Just something to think about. Haven't used this 940 yet. I do have another 940 that I carry strictly as a user. It's at Blade HQ exclusive with the M4 and the Jade G10. I have this one a little tighter. This one's definitely broken in and had a little bit of play, so I tightened the pivot up a little bit more. It's rock solid, I just don't have a buttery smooth action, but it probably would if I actually cleaned it. I've yet to maintenance this at all. You know, I've cleaned the blade up a little bit, but I haven't actually took the scale off and really cleaned it. One of my all-time favorites. It seems like some people have a mixed bag about this, but I love the Crooked River. Absolutely. This one's just a beast of a knife, being the full size. Love the titanium bolster. Some people don't seem to like the wood, but on this model, it really gets me going. Like I said, haven't used that one, but I do have a mini Crooked River that I have as a user. This is a pretty often carry. I used this one for so long, I actually chipped the tip a little bit. Was thinking about trying to sharpen it, get that tip back, but I don't know if I should wait till I have a guided system so I don't mess it up too awful much. I got that little guided field sharpener that has been working wonders for my users, but I've only used it on like one of my beater pyrites or one of my Sencuts. So I'm on the fence. Next one on the list is going to have to be the bug out. I feel like everybody should have a bug out. I know they're not the cheapest. You can find them decent now. But this thing is just so lightweight and it just works so good. I really like it. Haven't carried it yet. I've been really wanting the one with the aluminum scales, and I'm thinking about making this one a user, but I just don't want to bite the bullet and buy another one just yet. And if you're going to have a bug out, you're going to have to get a bailout too. I mean, I love the tonneau blade on this. The aluminum is great. This one's very thin, very lightweight, but still super solid. CPM M4, awesome blade steel. I think this and then my Mint Spyderco from Blade HQ is the only M4 steel I have. Actually, you know what? This one's actually M4, and I really like M4 because this thing has stayed super sharp. That thing will just cut plastic like butter all day at work. My only regret is after I bought this bailout, I saw the one with like the orange and the blue accent, so then I was a little bit mad. I love the green, but I think that orange is more up my alley. Then the last one on my list, also pretty new acquisition of mine, the 945. Oh yeah, it's the limited edition one, S90V in the red blade. Really like this knife. I was not even expecting to see this at this little knife shop I go to, but they had one, and I couldn't say no. You know, the prices on some of these are not very fun. It just depends on where you look. But those are all my Benchmades. Now I wanted to talk about the price, which, like I said, is the price worth it? I'm gonna have to sit on the fence on this one, guys. You know, like, don't get me wrong, retail price on some of these things is freaking ridiculous. I went to Dunham's they put in our town not too long ago, and I decided to just go browse. They did have a Benchmade section, but the price, guys, retail price, what the heck? I think the mini and the full-size Crooked River were $270 retail. I can't remember what I bought these two for because I had them for a couple years now. I want to say I paid probably like $180 for the mini and maybe like $210 for the full size. Heck, I think even the plain Jane bug outs, $180 to $230 retail. God dang, you know? And, you know, like the bailout, the 940, $270, get out of here. The Griptilian is cheaper. I already forget what I paid for this Griptilian. It was like $112 or something like that at my locals. But I can't imagine going into like a bigger retailer and trying to buy these. Anyone who's looking at these in store, go online for sure. But then I guess once you get into that, you start getting into worrying about fakes and clones. You know, I'm not a knife wizard. I really don't know much about anything. I have faith in the places that I bought these. I'm pretty sure they're all legitimate. You know, watch a couple videos online. Really see what the little things are. I think a big thing on a lot of them are clones. Really can't get the butterfly logo very nice, especially the little trademark right down by the butterfly and the model number. I guess a lot of companies really struggle with that. Another thing I think I learned off of Zach's channel is that the foam inside the case that they come with. And then you obviously should just learn, you know, how the Benchmade cases look, where the sticker is on the box, yada yada. Now, I'm not defending clones. Don't get me wrong. But if you're a guy who don't have a lot of money and you really want a nice looking knife, hey, if it locks up decent, it's a decent knife, and you pay cheap for it, it's a clone. You do you, man. That ain't me. I ain't gonna carry a clone, I ain't gonna use a clone. But my one and only defense, I say this all the time, is that one Grow on Amazon that looks like the Strider. That's the only clone I'm defending. Just because I'll probably never have a Strider SNG because they're so expensive. I mean, I guess I could get one if I just didn't buy knives for a little bit and saved up and actually bought a nice one. I should start doing that instead of buying cheaper ones. But you guys know how it is. It's the addiction. I just love sharp, flippy things. And I can't get it out of my head. Every time I think of that Grow, man, I can't stop singing Pearl Jam in my head, guys. Grow. I literally can't stop. Every time I think of clones, I think of that. And I'll continue to say that. Alright, little off track there, but back to it. But for Benchmades, the price is a little bit ridiculous. And don't even get me started on the Narrows. We've talked about that for the last couple, months at this point. I don't think I want the Narrows. It's too expensive. It doesn't even look that cool, in my opinion. And going forward, I really don't even know what other Benchmades I want to get. Now some of the Water Series ones look alright. There's a couple older models I'd still love to have, but don't necessarily need. The only other model I think I could think of would probably be like an Adamas. That might be like my next Benchmade I get, the Adamas. I'm not sure what model yet, but I think that I might be tapped out on Benchmade after that. Just because, you know, for the price of one, I could get 2, maybe even 3 knives that are pretty good quality, you know. I'm not going to say exactly on par with Benchmade. I am a fanboy. I do love them. But, you know, it's just hard to justify spending that much money on one knife every single time. Trust me. I know how it is, boys. Figured we'd just BS about some Benchmades for a little bit. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I know some of y'all might be fanboys, some of y'all might be haters. You know, let me know. I'd love to chat about it. I don't want this to be too awful long or be ranty or anything like that. But, you know, most of you guys are pretty chill, so let me know what you think of Benchmade. Besides that, that's about it for me. You guys have a good one. We'll catch you in the next one. YD out.